Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I am Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us, coming to you from the amazing SHOT Show 2025. I have Mark Manley with me. I know some of you are going, who the hell's Mark Manley? Well, you might remember this video right here, okay? It was about an absolutely horrific run-in with the ATF, one that Mr. Manley did not deserve at all. The entire family got taken out at gunpoint, the entire house got rummaged, and at this point, the ATF hasn't done anything. So today, we're gonna talk to Mark Manley, and let's talk about, no matter how much you hate the ATF, it's not enough. Okay, America, I am here with Mark Manley. You guys might recall that I did this video right here, and it was about an absolutely horrific story. And I will say, Mark, that every time we start having a debate, should we just refine the ATF or should we abolish the ATF, your story still keeps popping up in my head. It's a really terrible story. Why don't you tell the viewers first, who is Mark Manley?
Mark Manley, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a Second Amendment advocate, obviously, and a community activist. I teach full-time at a high school, and I coach girls football. I'm boots on the ground. I teach families in urban communities, self-defense, survival skills, hunting and fishing, and of course, firearm awareness and safety.
Yeah. And I'm assuming since you own multiple firearms, and then of course you work with kids, right? How many background checks has Mark Manley been through in his life?
A lot.
A lot?
A lot.
Yeah, you ever failed the background check?
No, absolutely.
No, that's because he's squeaky clean. What was the date of this incident that we're talking about?
November 21st.
Okay. So on November 21st, the Manley family, and I do mean the entire family, so I'm talking about spouse and kids and everyone, was awoken to ATF pounding on the door. What on God's green earth were they doing at your place?
Where they got an anonymous tip.
Ooh, an anonymous tip.
Yeah, my name was brought up, and I guess to save somebody else's butt, and they put my name involved in it.
So I'm assuming that when they showed up, you had absolutely no clue what they could possibly be there for. Did you know it was ATF? Were you worried that your house was being broken into?
No, but I could tell by the tactical movements that it was serious. It wasn't any local officers. It was very tactical. Very. They had all kinds of riot gear and flash grenades and stuff.
They were ready to go.
Yeah, they were
ready to go. Yeah, what time of the morning was this?
It was about 5 a.m.
And you guys, I think everyone but your son happened to be up at that time, is that right?
No, me and my wife was up because we got up early to get ready for our work day at school. My wife is usually in the living room drinking her coffee. I was upstairs getting ready, and my wife calls my name, Mark. Someone's outside. So immediately I grabbed my firearm thinking someone's breaking into our home. And I said, oh, wow, there's tactical units surrounding our house. So, of course, I put the firearm down. I said, I need to attend to my children. I need to wake the kids up because they looked like they was going to bust down our door. I woke the kids up. I'm coming downstairs, and all I hear was my wife scream. My wife screams, and I hear a bomb go off.
Is that a flash grenade?
It was a flash grenade. But at the time, I didn't know.
Had you or anyone else in the house tried to reach out or communicate with the officer standing outside that, hey, you weren't going to be a problem and they didn't need to be busting the door down and we'll open the door and we'll talk and we'll figure out what this is all going on?
I immediately said, you could hear me on the Ring camera saying, hello, we're going to come outside.
Right.
And shortly after that, we hearing the bang. When I'm coming downstairs to go outside, we hear the bang.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the home at the time was you, your wife, and how many children?
3 children.
3 children.
2 girls, 1 boy.
What's their ages?
17, 15, and 13.
Okay, so teenagers, all living at home. This had to be horrifically traumatic for them.
It is. They're great kids. They're athletes. My daughter just graduated from culinary school.
Very cool.
My son goes to Polytech. That is a top 3 school in Maryland. You have to have a 4-point GPA just to get it. admitted into that school.
So you got a bunch. You and the missus did a nice job raising the family, man.
Phenomenal children.
Great. Well, good work. Kudos to both of you guys. It doesn't happen. Doesn't happen in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Were all the children up when the ATF came rummaging in? I thought I recalled something in the story that one of your boys may have been downstairs in a bedroom.
My only boy, he has his own apartment, so he didn't hear me when I said, "Hey kids, I need y'all to get up. I need y'all to get dressed. I need y'all to. We got the police outside. They're going to bust down the door," because I wanted them aware. I wanted them, to make sure they're not shaking up and.
How worried though? You got a son sleeping downstairs, doesn't know what's going on. He's clearly going to be startled when people come barging into the basement of the house.
He broke down to me. And he told me he was petrified. There were a dozen officers because he has his own door down in the basement. They bust down the glass door, and they all stuck guns in his face, saying, "We're going to shoot you. Show us your hands." My son is underneath the covers with his hands up. And he doesn't know what to say but lawyer, because I told him, do not speak to law enforcement and comply, but do not speak with him unless I'm present or a lawyer is present.
Right.
So
Good
that's
advice.
all he know. He was going by what I told him.
They brought him outside to you and your wife at gunpoint, did they not?
At gunpoint, yes. And had him in handcuffs, had me in handcuffs, and had my 17-year-old daughter in a tank top and underwear. I was in
Maryland in November, so I'm sure that's real comfortable out there.
It was 20 degrees outside, so it was quite cozy.
Did you ever, as they first start raiding the home, did you ever ask them, like, what the hell are you guys doing, or anything like that?
That was the first question. I said, do you realize I'm an educator? Do you realize my wife is an educator? I said, when they showed me this, the warrant, I said, that's not me. I gave it back to him. I said, it's no way that could be me.
Right. Because the accusations in there were so outlandish.
Yeah,
right?
It was machine guns, firearm trafficking, and a felon with in possession of a firearm.
Which is really offensive because, like I said earlier, Mark has been through all sorts of background checks. He owns multiple firearms. Plus, he works in the education system and he works with young people in the state of Maryland. You've probably been through 100 background checks in your life at this point. Obviously passed every one. So how on God's green earth did they think that Mark Manley was a felon?
I feel like their due diligence wasn't done. I feel like they didn't do quite an investigation at all. If there was an investigation at all, for them to just offer a hunch or a tip to do what they did to my family, and it's unforgivable.
What did they rummage through once they got the house under control?
Everything.
They tear the house up?
The floors are done, damaged. My son's room the dogs desecrated all over
Really?
My daughter's beds. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Were you inside as the dogs were going through, or did they take you outside and make you stay outside while they're rummaging through the house?
They took us inside after being outside for half an hour.
Oh, okay.
And they brought us in the living room and sat us down.
And I'm assuming during this whole time you keep asking questions like, what is going on here, man? I haven't done anything wrong. What do you guys do? What's the answers you're getting from the agents?
They weren't saying anything.
They weren't saying jack, were they?
Yeah, they wasn't saying anything until they went through my whole entire house and found nothing.
And then they want to go look in the gun safe.
And then they want to go look in the gun safe.
Which you, I understand, readily opened for them. Said, here you go, guys. Knock yourself out. Check it out.
I'm a law-abiding citizen.
That's right.
I know I didn't have anything to hide. So, and I didn't want them blowing up my safe. So I told them. I put the passcode in. They let me out of handcuffs, and I put the passcode in there.
Okay.
And they took all the guns out.
What did they find in the gun safe? I don't care about the number of firearms, but how many illegal items did they find in the gun safe?
0.
That's
0 illegal firearms. They didn't take not one firearm.
How long were they in the house for before they departed? How long do you think this whole ordeal lasted?
2.5 hours.
2.5. So you're telling me they basically bust down the door, say they got a warrant because Mark Manley's engaged in all kinds of illegal activity, which he isn't, rummage through the whole house, destroy the house, then go through the gun safe, and after examining every single firearm, they don't leave with a single firearm?
Nope. All they took was a cell phone.
Your cell phone?
Yep.
Any reason why they wanted the cell phone?
Ongoing investigation. I figured they didn't have anything, so they were going to try to find anything in that phone, which they won't.
No. They're probably going to find you're like a normal dude and you have text messages with your wife and telling your kids what to do, and your buddies and crap like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's heartbreaking about everything, but what they did was unethical, unforgivable, and unconstitutional.
I agreed.
I mean, That's all I have to say about it.
So when you reached back out to the ATF and said, yo, you guys messed my house up. I mean, this place is destroyed. What are you going to do about it? What, if any, response have you gotten from the ATF?
Well, one of the agents actually apologized to my wife and actually asked for the dimensions for the doors. But you guys completely destroyed our home. You threw a flashbang.
I understand she wasn't too interested in working with the ATF after that, which I can totally appreciate.
My wife didn't respond. She didn't respond. We contacted our lawyer, and I don't take this, sir. I don't take this lightly, because these are the feds. These are federal prosecutors, federal agents, all right, with a 98 conviction rate. So we're not taking it lightly at all. My wife isn't, or the law firm that we're working with.
Who are you working with?
Yeah, the legal courthouse.
Okay, been doing good work for you?
Yeah, they've been communicating with the ATF, and
have they received any information from ATF that says, well, the investigation's concluded or anything like that?
So that's why
they're still conducting an investigation?
They're still conducting it, but
I bet you'd give them the code to the cell phone right now if they wanted it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
I mean, there's nothing there to hide.
I absolutely would. You're not going to find everything that was on this paper, the warrant, is completely like fabricated, it feels like.
Where do you think that information came from?
I have no idea.
Okay. When are you guys filing lawsuit?
That's to be continued.
To be continued. All right. This is going to be a tough question, Mark, and I'm going to rely on your lived experience versus my lived experience. Do you believe race contributed to this?
I believe it didn't help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
It was kind of inescapable. It was kind of inescapable as I was reading it.
Yeah.
Like, how is it that this guy, who clearly, I mean, if you're working with kids, you're coaching kids, they can go check the 4473s. You've been through dozens and dozens of background checks, clearing every single one of them. I don't know. This had happened to a white dude?
I know it didn't help, but this has happened to the white guy. This has happened to Brian Manowski. I mean,
Brian Manley got himself killed. Yeah.
He was just murdered by the ATF. So I don't want to bring race into it, but I can assure you it did not help.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Here is the $64,000 question. I know you have either a Give, Send, Go or some type of fundraising setup. I know you guys got a lot of repairs on the home. You're going to have a lot of legal bills, and you may have a big fight in front of you. Hopefully not, but you may. Yeah. How can my viewers help out Mark Manley and the Manley family?
We do have a GoFundMe, and thanks to you, that your supporters, thank you guys. I mean, you guys have been a tremendous help. Ever since he posted our video, our GoFundMe numbers have gone up tremendously.
That's
awesome.
We
are just so grateful. My family and I, we are so thankful. And thank you.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for being the patriot that you are. I want you to make me a promise. I want you to keep me apprised about this, because one of these days I want to do a video with you where it's like, put that in your pipe and smoke at ATF.
All right.
Something like that.
I think I'm going to, once this is all over, I think we'll have a lot to talk about.
You think you're going to stay in Maryland, or is this going to be the precipice to get you out of Maryland here?
That's
home to you, right? You grew up there?
I kind of put my flag down. I just started a program called Project DX. It's Project De-Escalation.
Tell us about that. Yeah, tell us about that. It sounds pretty interesting.
Program, but we teach de-escalation and conflict resolution to high school kids, and I think it's great. It helped me as a youth. It was a healthy outlet. I did boxing and self-defense growing up, and it changed my life. It turned me from a delinquent into a young gentleman, and I want to teach that to the children.
Well, Mark, I'm very grateful to have met you. I wish it were under different circumstances.
Yeah, I'm grateful to meet you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I've had a chance to meet your lovely wife. I've seen pictures of your kids. It seems like you have a fantastic family. I think both of you should be very proud of the young people that you have raised. I am sorry you had to go through this, but keep me posted. If you ever need some help, you let me know, okay?
All right. I know who to come to. Thank you so much.
Listen, he is Mark Manley, the Maryland guy who was rousted by the ATF for no good reason. We're going to put his Give, Send, and Go count down there in the description box. Hey, come on, folks. Show them some love. They need some help. If you got any more questions about this or anything else related to what's left of our Second Amendment rights, you guys should know how to get a hold of Washington Gun Law by now. But if you don't, that's okay. That information is down there in the description box. If you want to tell us about a video we should be doing around here, you click on that link right there and you let us know. If you want to subscribe to our monthly newsletter, all the ability to do that is right down there in the description box. And then finally, and most importantly, let's remember that part of being the lawful and responsible gun owner, like this guy right here, is to know what the law is in every situation, how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. From SHOT Show 2025, thanks for watching and stay safe.